envy and jealousy about what these women are doing. And I'm jealous because when I was single, I never did anything like that.
So our beautiful sister over here, she's saying she's just jealous of single people, single ladies out there enjoying themselves. When she see them do some certain things, and she's like, "Oh my God, I wish I did all these things before getting married." She wish she had lived some certain lifestyle, she have done some certain things before getting married. And when she sees single girls and single ladies trying to do those things that she wish she has done, she's always jealous. Let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
So I am married. I've been married for 17 years. I've been in a relationship for 20 years. I'm 52. And I have been absolutely obsessed with watching all the single girls as 5 to 9s after their 9 to 5s. And the reason why I'm so obsessed with watching them, because I am filled with absolute envy and jealousy about what these women are doing. And I'm jealous because when I was single, I never did anything like that. Didn't get married. I didn't get married until I was 35 years old. So that means I was single for a very long time in my young adulthood. And I really considered that time at the time as like a placeholder kind of event, meaning that in my mind, I wasn't really living life. I mean, I was working, I had boyfriends, I was going out, I was doing things, but I didn't put any real investment in that time because to me, it wasn't a real life that I was living. I was just kind of going through the motions in a way until I could live my real life, which is when I got married. Because in my mind, that single time wasn't a real time. It was just kind of waiting out the time until I met the man that I was going to marry, have children, and then I was going to have a real life. Now, all of these years later, married for such a long time with 2 daughters, and I'm scrolling on TikTok and looking at these single women I was those women, but they are enjoying and reveling in the time, the peace, the calm, the self-care that being single is. Not having to worry about catering to a mate, not worrying about what your partner thinks, not having to take care of children, not having to manage a household for all these people. Just coming home and being able to make your choices that are self-care, that are affirming, that's your time, your peace, and like literally enjoying and valuing that time. I never did it. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought I was just going through the motions until I could live the real life, which was marriage. And I've been living that real life for 17 years. And I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted. And today I woke up, I've been sick all day, but I haven't been able to really take care of myself or rest and relax because I have so much I have to do. I'm vicariously living through those women, posting those lives and thinking about what if.
I appreciate her transparency. She was being transparent and how she felt, and she's expressing herself. I really appreciate it because not every women that are married and regrets, or women that see single women enjoying themselves and they actually feel jealous, will come out to tell you that they are jealous. In fact, they'll be the ones to come and tell you, go and get married, you're enjoying yourself so much, life is not all about you living your life and enjoying and traveling, all of that. Go and get married, but then they're inside that marriage and they wish they were single, just as the girls or the ladies they're seeing on TikTok enjoying themselves. What is your take on this video? Are you married and sometimes you see some single ladies enjoying themselves on social media and you're like, I wish my life was like that. I wish I did all of that before I went into marriage. I wish have you asked yourself that kind of question? Like you wish you did some certain things before you enter into the marriage or you start having children? Have you thought about that? Let me know down in the comment section. It might not be jealousy, it might just be just a thinking, but then let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. I just have a particular stage to share with you all, and let's roll the clip together and be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Why I'm so obsessed with watching them, because I am filled with absolute envy and jealousy.
Go back and watch this creator's video. It was so good. It's a very honest perspective of that she feels like she didn't really live her life. prior to her marriage. She was basically using that as a placeholder for her life to start once she became married, like waiting to become what you're supposed to be, which is a wife, right? Waiting for your life to begin, which is a mother or a wife or whatever that looks like. I think that this really starts an honest conversation of that we need to start being intentional about how we're raising our daughters and stop pushing this narrative of that the goal is to be married, because we're fixating people on a goal and not necessarily who they're attaching themselves to. They want to be married so bad. If someone looks like a decent enough option, then that's where they're going, because they want this life to start. They want this new beginning for to actually start living their lives, and they feel like they're running out of time. So they're not really taking the time that they're single to love on themselves and pour into themselves and develop their faith and like, what am I good at, what do I love? So if you don't really establish that and then you get married, you're even more so going to lose yourself. And from my perspective, I didn't get married. I was engaged and I was in a 17-year relationship. And I have 4 kids, so you kind of lose a piece of yourself becoming one with another person. And while that can be so beautiful, it can also be very exhausting, especially from the role of the nurturer, which is a very emotionally, physically exhausting role. And don't bear a child or two, honey. Then we're talking about something else. So I think that's really important that we stop, instead of teaching our daughters to be, this is what you need to find a husband. You need to find a husband. One, how many people really had a conversation or were really taught of what is a good husband look like? Or did we just pick up what we saw our moms marry or our moms entertain as boyfriends, or whatever that situation was? What is our ideals of what a good husband even is, right? And then do we feel like because we're a good person that automatically makes us eligible to be a good wife? And through me being in therapy for myself, I've learned that just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're a good partner. So putting that back on, instead of, let's do baby steps. Some of these women don't know how to be a good friend, but you want to be someone's wife. That makes minds are bogged. That boggles my mind. How does that even work? How does that even equate? But that is the society that we live in, where it makes much more sense to focus on being a wife, but not actually do any work to becoming a wife, right? You want a husband, but you don't want to do the work within yourself. You have this list of something that you want from someone else, but what are you pouring into you? Where are you really stretching and developing and working on yourself so you can be a whole meeting a whole, instead of a quarter or a half meeting another quarter or a half? I don't know, girl. I don't know.
So the thing is, society has programmed women or girls that while girls were growing up, everything they teach you in your parents' house is how to be a good wife, how to be a good mother. In fact, when you're even just you're living your day to day, they keep saying, "Oh, are you sure you're going to be a good wife? Are you sure you see husband to marry?" So they've kind of programmed women's head in the sense that marriage is the ultimate for women. If you're living your life as a girl or as a lady and you're not married, they see you as you've not accomplished anything in life. You're kind of, let me use the word useless. And so then, because that's been programmed on women's head, women do not, kind of most women do not kind of enjoy their single life, because all they think about is, I want to get married. There's no man for me. Sometimes when you talk to some single ladies and you're like, "Hi, how are you doing?" Say, "I'm fine, but I don't have a husband." They just try to, like. Sometimes some of them try to feel like they're happy, and but then they still have a little sadness in them that, oh, I feel like I'll be happier if I have a man, or if I'm in my husband's house. And I feel like that's because that is what we've been programmed to girls. Even your mothers, our mothers, then they kept training you. You have to learn how to cook for your husband. It is how you want to be feeding your husband. They kind of make women to be like, okay, you are living a life just to please a man or just to have children, and that's the only purpose for you to be in this world. So whatever you're doing in this life as a woman, sometimes if it doesn't equal to being married, or you end up don't get married, they see you as you've not achieved anything. And that's why you see sometimes you see people talk about young single ladies, being successful and everything, and they be like, "Oh, she's successful, she has her own house, she has a ride, da 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 da." like she's a boss lady, but then they'll say, but she doesn't have a man, but she's not married. Like it's a very sad thing for a woman. So a woman that is not married, she's sad. So that is why sometimes women that are single, they try to forget that they're supposed to actually enjoy their single life. Women that want to get married, of course, they forget that they're supposed to enjoy their single life, knowing that one day they will get married. But then they feel like they're not supposed to be happy until they are married. And when they enter the marriage, they find out that happiness does not even rely on you being married alone, because the whole thing that society has painted that, oh, until you get married you have to be happy, that's when you make a good woman, that's when you be important in the society. And when you now get married, you find out that it is all lies. You are actually happier outside than happier inside. And so that's why you see some women now are jealous of single women out there enjoying themselves. And yeah, because sometimes they wish that they can do all of that. Because most of the time, most women, when they get married, immediately they're having children. They don't have time for themselves. They start feeding the family. They start taking care of children. They kind of lose themselves in the marriage. They don't even take care of themselves. They don't even have time to, pursue their career anymore. Most of the time, women are the ones that stay at home to take care of the children, while the men do not even, they don't even stop their career. They still pursue their career. They have their friends to hang out with and do everything with. But women, they are the ones that have to stop a lot of things just because, in quotes, they are married women. Okay, so now that they're seeing women that have the opportunity to travel and all of that is really making them jealous. I actually appreciate her transparency. I like the fact that she actually came out to talk about it, because, of course, not everyone will come out to talk about it. I always tell you people, misery likes company. Misery likes company. You see women that are miserable in their marriages, they are the first person that will see single girls enjoying themselves, and they'll be like disturbing them to get married. But then when you ask them deep questions about their marriage or their marital affair, you see that they want to get out. They want out, but they cannot get out. But they keep telling single women that come and join us. This is the way. But then you are inside, but you want out. Sometimes I don't know I don't know how the math is mathing. Even some people that have children as well. You see, some people have children. You can literally see them miserable. They don't even have time for themselves. They can't do anything, okay, for themselves. But then you see them going to meet women that decide not to have children, child by choice women, or women that just choose that, okay, I don't want to have kids for now until so age, telling them that you're missing a lot, children is everything, da 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 da. But when you really ask them deep questions about this being a mother thing, most of them are the ones going anonymously on Reddit to pour out their oh god. Sometimes when I remember some stories I read on Reddit, regretful parents, most of them cannot even come out to talk about it. They have to go and hide to talk about it, because they are those kind of people that when they see you, they are the first person to tell you to go do the things that they regret doing. So for me, my advice for, if you know you're single and probably you want to get married, because I know it's not everybody that wants to get married, of course. So if you're single and you still have hope to get married, which is fine, why don't you enjoy your single life? Live yourself, like just focus on yourself, do things that makes you happy, focus on you yourself, and do not think that until you get married that's going to be your ultimate happy. No, most women are married and they are single in their husband's house. Most women are not happy even in their marriages. So they won't come out there to tell you that they are not happy. So why can't you just live yourself, live your life, be happy, choose yourself, like just travel, do things that make you happy, focus on your happiness, so that when you get into the marriage and thinking you'll be happy, you will not end up start looking at videos on TikTok and you'll be jealous. And that's just what I feel. So I just feel like I always say it, always try to focus on yourself. There's nothing more. Choose yourself always. And that's always pay at the end of the day, because you got yourself forever. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. I'd really like to know your opinion in the comment section respectfully. And thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. And kind of turn on the post notification bell and get notified once I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.